Welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families. I'm super excited today because we will snap, tap, and zap those triggers so that you can stay centered and grounded with your beautiful kids. Welcome. I'm Christine Bernard, stress management coach, and I'm excited to be here so that I can support you best I can, so that you can learn from my life experiences, the mistakes I made, and the interesting journey that I have will come out here and there. So, yesterday, we looked at how to recognize what sets us off. And I had asked to share in the chat, what triggers are you starting to notice? So, for example, if you're triggered into anger when someone does something, what's the initial little thing that happens? Do you start feeling your heart beating? Does your body get all tense? Does it? And it's really about paying close attention so that you can become aware of what these little triggers are that turn into huge triggers. I know some of us, and if I can remember myself, but my dad, I picked it up from him unconsciously without realizing it and was stuck in that pattern of anger. And if my kids didn't do what I asked them, or, you know, we all know that with children, sometimes it can be quite a challenge, especially if we don't have the tools to self regulate ourselves. So, as we take a nice deep breath in, relax our shoulders, and exhale to be present in this moment, to put aside other things, other thoughts, emotions, and feelings that you have right now going on so that you can be focused on you. This is about giving you, this is self love for you, right? Not always easy, is it? Oh, but I'm just going to answer this text while I listen to Christine. Oh, I'm just going to do this while I listen to Christine. And when Christian can come on, he hops on. So it's really interesting how our brain keeps us in the busy, busy, busy part. And we are going to bring it back to pause, breathe in, relax those shoulders, and exhale. So, today I'll be focusing on how to use the Snap Tap Zap technique to neutralize your triggers, to calm your nervous system, and create a more peaceful response. Do you ever wish that instead of getting angry at your child or your spouse, that you would just stay calm, centered, and grounded no matter what they said? I know that I wish I had been able to do that for my kids. And unfortunately, I was not. However, now I get to practice it. They're adults, but I know they really appreciate it. When you're such in such a way that you're pushing your kids away, they're looking for others for the love that they need, or needing to be seen, needing to be heard, needing to feel valued within your family, within the people they know. I truly believe that when we are unable to provide this to our children, they will seek somewhere else. Hopefully, this is a good trigger for you to say, hey, I'm going to try this and I'm going to move forward, because I definitely do not want to be in a place where my kids are wanting to move away from our relationship. Some kids will stay there. I was working with a mom in 2024. And at 16, there was a huge disconnect that happened between the mom and the daughter. And now that she's in her 20s, I mean, you're like 5, 6, 7 years later, how can you fix it? Easy. We were able to see what her daughter was triggering within her that she needed to release. And as we release these beliefs, habits, ways of being, her relationship to her daughter went from non existent or mom, leave me alone, to yay, I'm excited. And they are having excellent conversations. I will also add that the dad was telling the mom that she needed to calm down, but she couldn't. She just had her agenda, her expectations. So there are many, many things that can trigger us. It can be our spouse, right? Do what we're doing. So today, I have to leave a little early. So I want to make sure that I get to the core of what it is that I want to show you. So think of something, of a way of being that you want to shift. Let's say, oh, when your kids come from school and they arrive and they're like, mom, dad. You're like, I need and you want this to be harmony. Or bedtime routine, as we talked with Christian Mendez, dad of 4 kiddos, and including a tween in there. He's been able to shift his evening routine so that they take responsibility and get their teeth brushed and the routine done. He offers them listening. He offers them, well, actually, the most important thing he does is he self regulates. He calms down his whole nervous system because our children are our best educators. And if we have a conflict with them or interactions that are not in harmony, peaceful, calm, it means that there's something that needs to shift. Some kids won't dare say anything, but inside they're hurting because they don't want to disappoint us. So it's our responsibility to check in with them and see how they feel. So pick one of your triggers. It can be a thought that pops in your head all the time. It can be something, it could be the way someone says something. It can be something that someone says to you every day and you're like, oh, it's driving me insane. Whatever it is, pick one thing. You can share it in the chat if you'd like. So what is that trigger that you're ready to zap out of your life and step into this new you? So what was you can look back to what your vision was. We talked about creating a vision, and then triggers happen to keep us away. If you had a vision of being more understanding with your children and you're finding that you're losing patience and that you're telling them, okay, that's enough. I just need to get my things done. So when I follow AO, not too sure what that means. If you want to add more to that, that would be great. And so we'll just start with snap or clap, whatever you want to do to bring your brain back to that instant. The sound will help. We're going to use different parts of the brain, brains. Well, if you want to think of the right and left as 2 brains, but parts of the brains. There you go. So let's just snap or clap. Breathe in as you scan your body to see where your tension is. Oh, see, I just noticed I had all this tension in my shoulders. I wonder what that's about. And I'm going to tap on a meridian point right here on the sternum is a great one. As I relax the shoulders, I will exhale. allowing that tension that is stuck in my shoulders to be released. Let's take another deep breath. Think of your trigger that you want to zap out of your life, and or find a different way to react to the trigger, right? Breathe in. Out of 10, how intense is that trigger for you? Write it down in the chat or write it down on a paper somewhere on your phone. But it's important to write it down because when we're self-regulating, our brain has a way of not remembering how it felt before. Interesting, isn't it? So let's breathe in for 3. As we continue to tap, relax our shoulders. Imagine that we're at the train station or the incinerator, and let's exhale that out. Imagine the tension. I know we've talked about some people have a challenge imagining. If it helps you, you can tap with one hand and write down what those triggers are. It will help you as well. That's another way that you can just be present and do it. Or you can imagine, superhero comics. Who didn't love comics when they were little? Maybe you're able to imagine yourself as a comic character and see yourself breathing in and seeing yourself releasing the trigger, the words that trigger you, the events that trigger you, the situations, and see them going down into the train that spirals down into the magma to burn it all up so that you don't have any of that energy left in you, any of those words left in you. And if your mind is going like a mile a minute, I highly suggest we breathe in. We tap around the ears just like this, gently, where we're touching quite a few important meridian points. Relax the shoulders and exhale it onto a hot air balloon, just letting that go. Allowing yourself to release, giving yourself permission. Now let's tune in. When you think of your trigger, how intense is it? As I keep breathing, out of 10 again. Relax the shoulders and exhale. Beautiful. So how does it feel? I know maybe you're in an office like I am right now because I'm home alone. Oops. I hope the connection is still there. There was a message that popped up about my connection, so hopefully we're still live. Taking a deep breath. I'm going to release the technology triggers right now. There we go. That feels good. Maybe you can tap on your fingertips under your desk if you're at an office and just waiting for something. That way it's less obvious. But if you don't mind being obvious, go for it. People will come to you and they'll say, hey, what are you up to? Well, you know what? I'm releasing all that stress and those triggers that I'm holding so that I can feel calmer, more peaceful, more grounded, more myself, so that I don't react as I used to. They might be interested. You just never know. So deep breath, relax the shoulders and exhale. Now that you have released a part of this, what would you like? How would you like to be? How would you like to react the next time somebody comes up with the same words or the same situation comes up? What would you like to stay calm? So you can close your eyes for this, or some people like to draw. You can draw stickmen very quickly, say what it looks like. If you need to physically see, you can do it that way as well. And so what is it? Okay, so I've got somebody wrote in the chat, all is good. Excellent. So now breathe in what it would look like if this trigger happened again, if something would happen that would used to trigger you, but now is not. See if your brain can register you staying calm. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Maybe I can try and explain it a bit differently. Usually Christians here explaining differently, and I love that. So today, well, it's okay. You're getting it straight from me, and it's okay. I'm going to try that again. So breathe in yourself, calm, even though that trigger is happening. Okay. Even if it's the little kid having a temper tantrum before, okay, time to brush your teeth. And they just throw themselves on the floor and they say, no, I'm not going to brush my teeth. I don't want to. I want you to and see if you can imagine yourself just staying calm, even though they're having their temper tantrum. And what if you just went and got your toothbrush, got theirs ready, got yours ready, and started brushing your teeth? How would that feel? And then all of a sudden they get up and they come and see you and they want their toothbrush and they're ready to brush their teeth. Yeah, it is possible for things like this to happen. So what if when you wake up your kids in the morning, they put their head under the blanket? No, I don't want to get up. That's another morning routine that stresses us out as parents. Breathe in, relax, and exhale. Something I used to do with my children was, oh, are you too tired to get up this morning? I guess we'll have to get to bed earlier tonight. And then when nighttime came, I'd have them go to bed earlier. They didn't like it, but they were getting up on time in the morning. They needed this. I also had, when they had devices, needed to put the devices outside the bedrooms so that they're not going on or being notified or et cetera, et cetera. I have a whole cell phone program on that to help parents navigate devices. If you're interested, let me know. So there are so many different possibilities that you can, just stay really calm in the moment, doing your best. Are you able to visualize yourself? I've been tapping the whole time, hoping that you have been self-regulating yourself so that your brain keeps calming down. Because every time, remember, here's another meridian point. Every time we tap on a meridian point, we are sending a message to our brain that says, you are safe. But every time something happens that triggers you, your brain believes that it's not safe. So on one hand, you've got the brain that believes it's not safe. On the other hand, you're doing the Snap Tap Zap and you're tapping on a meridian point and saying, yes, you are safe. So what happens? 3-minute wrap up. So what happens? I put a timer. This is how I need, otherwise time flies. I didn't realize I've been here for 20 minutes. So where was I? Oh yes, one part, right? Wants is triggered. One part is the brain that's in survival mode. And in the other part, is the part that doesn't want to go into survival mode anymore and feel safer. So as we keep breathing, bringing our awareness to our own body, noticing where the tensions are in our body, and giving those tensions permission to leave, we are releasing the energetic hold that has had on us forever for some of us. And we're telling the brain, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. And as we release the unsafe, 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 well, eventually it goes away. And as we breathe in what it looks like now, what it is that we want to create, excuse me, then we get to co-create the life that we want. As triggers come up, come back to this episode 22. I will continue to work on this week, and I wish you all the best. And I hope that you will be able to be the ripple effect of love in your family. Have an amazing day. Take great care of yourself. And I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. as we continue looking at this theme of triggers. Take care and just keep doing the best that you can, having lots of grace for yourself.